Well, welcome everyone to our webinar kicking off our newest member benefit, TetherRE. For those who don't know me, I'm Justin Landon, your Metro Tech CEO, and we are super excited to be adding TetherRE to our package of benefits. Today's session is all about helping you get ready to use TetherRE in your daily real estate activities. TetherRE is an incredible real estate platform designed with your protection in mind to safeguard you and the professionals that you work with at every stage of the transaction. Whether you're meeting with clients for the first time, working out in the field, or even during your personal time, TetherRE's multi-layered approach will give you peace of mind. TetherRE is a two-time pitch battle champion. They won top honors in 2024 at the National Association of Realtors Innovation Summit. And in 2024, they won the T3 Technology Summit. I was actually in attendance that year and was very impressed by what they did on stage. Additionally, TetherRE was recently named as a 2025 NAR Reach Company, which is their strategic accelerator program. And what that does is it puts TetherRE alongside some of the most innovative solutions in real estate across the country and has NAR actively involved in supporting their growth with realtors nationwide. We're very excited for you to see TetherRE in action. TetherRE has come to us as part of the merger with Collin County Area Realtors, and TetherRE has already been active in the Collin County marketplace for the last year, and we're excited to bring them to the entire Metro Tech's community. Without further ado, I hope you'll all join me in welcoming one of TetherRE's co-founders and the rest of her team, Vanessa Martin. I'm going to turn over to you, Vanessa.
Thank you so much. This is such an exciting day. Happy Halloween, everyone. We think it's kind of awesome that we're coming to you on a holiday that is supposed to be spooky and a little scary. And hopefully by the end of this webinar, you guys will realize that you have one more tool in your toolbox to make it less scary. I'm joined by my COO, Brian, on the call today, and we will have some support members in the background throughout the call. I want you guys to understand what we're going to do here today. Please, I promise to make this engaging. We're going to go through, first of all, what TetherRE is, how it's going to fit with your other safety platform that you have in your portfolio, which is fantastic. And then we're going to give you all the instructions to get signed up. Remember, this is a completely free member benefit. So we encourage you all to get started and use it. We'll show you how this fits perfectly with what you are currently using. All right, so without further ado, I want you guys to know the chat is being monitored by your staff and by mine. So please, at any time, if you have questions, just throw them in the chat. We're going to answer them live. We want this to be really interactive and the absolute best time for you guys to get set up with as much help as possible. All right, let's talk about the why. In the last 12 months alone, 600,000 agents have been in homes alone with potential buyers. Of those, 333 agents feared for their personal safety. 60,000 agents were victims of crime. Now, I know you guys are fully aware of the dangers that are present in what you do every single day, but this is something that we need to take very seriously. These numbers are absolutely staggering. Now, I say that to say this, 45% of the crimes in the real estate space go unreported, and 30% of those surveyed were men. So this is not just a female issue. This is not something that we need to only pay attention to with one gender or the other. If you think about the fact that 70% of your industry is actually female, this 30% is a very equalizing statistic. All right, let's jump into what TetherRE is, what it does, and what you're going to have access to by using this platform. 24-hour safety monitoring is the foundation of our platform. This allows you all to have instant access to emergency support anytime that you need it. Now, we are going to be tracking your precise location. This is going to give us the ability to dispatch any type of emergency services that you need anytime. This can be used at work. This can be used on personal time. So we want you guys to really pay attention to the different layers that are a part of TetherRE, and they all feed back into this 24-hour safety monitoring service. All right. This is a different presentation than some of the associations that we talk to and groups that we talk to, because buyer verification is included inside TetherRE. But you all also have another member benefit on the safety side as members of Metro Text through Forewarn. So you have the ability to use either service, okay? We want to be very transparent and very clear with you. You're already provided Forewarn as a member benefit at no cost. So if you're already using that, this is the time to use your Forewarn app if you choose to. TetherRE has the ability to do this. We can do reverse phone number. We can do reverse address, which is a huge one. And we can do criminal background checks as well if you'd prefer to use it all inside one app. But you will be charged an additional fee for these lookups if you use your Tether app. It's 25 cents for a reverse phone or reverse address, and it's $1 for a criminal background check. So I just want to be very transparent. If you guys have questions about any of this, please let us know. But we just want you to know this is where your Forewarn app plugs into TetherRE and works synergistically if you're currently using it. Now, let's go into the things that take us beyond that pre-screening tool that you're already familiar with and talk about what TetherRE does to protect you in the field, at those open houses, during showings, all the time that you're going to be in the field. The first layer that we're going to talk about is our SOS panic button. This is going to be your panic button that is available anytime you have TetherRE open during different screens. You're going to also have this big red button when you press the SOS button that you'll notice on my screen that you can press and hold for 3 seconds, and it's going to send an immediate dispatch in a discreet way. Okay, so let's talk about how you might use this and where the different features and functions come in. Let's say you walk into a home and there is a squatter in the home. You could immediately press that SOS button. Please remove yourself from the situation, and you'll have the ability to speak to our 24-hour safety monitoring or press and hold for 3 seconds to just get immediately help sent to your precise location. So we've created different scenarios to allow you to get help, whether you can speak or not speak. So we can run through some of those scenarios, but it's important to know that we want you guys to test this. And I know it sounds scary at first, but when you sign up and register, you're going to be putting in your own safety pin. And that safety pin is going to disarm this alert at any time. It can happen right when you push the button. As you see on the screen, you have 30 seconds to put your safety pin in, or after those 30 seconds, you have 2 more opportunities to turn this alarm off. You'll get a quick text after that 30 seconds, and then you'll get a phone call from our dispatch center. That is another chance for you to speak your safety pin, okay? So please know that we encourage you to test this. We encourage you to press that SOS button. The only thing we don't encourage you to do is press and hold that immediate dispatch, because there's no way to turn that off. It is exactly what it says, and it is immediate, okay? So we'll run through those things later as well. All right, the next safety tool that's going to be embedded in your TetherRE app is your proximity safety timer. This is an automatic countdown timer. That you do not have to start this or stop this. It will recognize the addresses that you have set up for your string of showings or your open house, and it's going to turn on when you arrive at that location and turn off when you leave. Now, this is set for a default of 45 minutes. So if you never want to touch this number, you don't have to, but you can alter it if you want to extend it for an open house or a longer showing. And we'll show you how to do that in just a little bit. So the biggest thing about this is the fact that it just runs in the background. If you do not leave your property on time, that same string of emergency escalation is going to happen. You're going to receive a text, you're going to receive a call, and if you do not answer or tell us you're okay, we're going to send help to your precise location. All right, the last layer of our in the field tools is our impact struggle detection. This is going to detect if there's any impact to that cell phone. This could be a fall, this could be a physical attack, or even a car accident. All of these things are going to trigger the impact alert. You're going to have an audible alarm on this one. And if you think about this, if someone comes up from behind you and attacks you, we want them to know you're protected, right? This is a show of force. Hey, I have an emergency device on. You may want to exit, right? Also, if there's a car accident and the phone is thrown to a different part of the car, this will be audible. You'll be able to hear this in order to get to it to turn it off or to get to it to ask for help. Remember, if you do not put your safety pin in or have the ability to answer the phone for any reason, we're going to send help to your precise location. I like to wrap up the safety layers by talking about Beverly Carter. Most of you are familiar with her story. Beverly was tragically murdered during a showing. Now, we worked very closely with Carl Carter, her son, who started her foundation, to make sure that we built in the layers appropriate for crimes of all levels. He was very gracious in sharing his mother's story and said to us that he believes TetherRE could have saved his mother's life. We'll walk through exactly what these look like on the app in just a minute. But first, I want to pause for just a second. Brian, do we have any questions about the safety features in the chat that we need to address?
Not yet.
Okay, awesome. That means I'm doing a good job, I think. All right. Okay, so yes, our platform was designed around safety. Yes, we are intending to protect you and give you that peace of mind in the field and during your personal time whenever you decide to use Tether. But we also know that we need to make this something that you want to use every single day. We need to make sure that this makes your life a little bit easier and cuts down on any app fatigue you may currently have. So we did a couple things to make this really slick. The first is the ability for you to put your own branding in TetherRE. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, but you can put your own headshot, your logos, your association logo. You can put whatever you want on the front screen of your TetherRE. And when you tether to buyers, which I'll show you, they're going to see that this is your app. This isn't just a Tether app that we want everyone to know that it's all about us. We want this to look like it's your platform. You also have the ability to get to this through your computer as well. If you do not want to enter your showing properties on your phone, you can use your phone or your computer, and these are going to communicate. We have a really interactive showing piece. And remember, this is all part of the safety side of things. So while this is productivity, there are safety features inherently embedded in these. So you are going to put in the showings that you're going to do, whether that's 1 or 5 homes, whether that's an open house. You're just going to add the address and it's going to populate basic information about that home. You'll be able to invite your buyer from this feature and they're going to be tethered to you. Now, what does that mean? That means that they can get turn-by-turn navigation to either you or the homes. That's your choice. You can choose either one. They're going to get some basic information that pops up about the houses when they get close. And they can leave notes back and forth on each home for you to view. So this becomes a really great value add for the buyer. And it just makes you look like a rock star with this ability to have these features for your agents or for your buyers, excuse me. Now, what does this mean on the safety side on the back end? When you tether to your buyer, we have the ability to pull their precise location if there is an emergency and we cannot locate your device. Why would this be important? If a crime is committed against you and someone discards your phone thinking that you won't be able to be tracked, we can actually track that buyer to get help sent to you if they've taken you or your phone. Okay, this is like the most exciting you're going to get right here. Everyone gets super excited about the mileage tracker. We think it's awesome how many people are using it and are so excited about it. You might ask, why do we have a mileage tracker inside a safety app? Simple, so you'll use it, right? We want you to be logging in every single day, opening TetherRE to make sure that you're putting your seatbelt, if you will, on, and all those safety features are running in the background. We do that with features like this. We have mileage tracking and expense tracking embedded in Tether, completely free. We never charge more for this. It's not going to upgrade you or ask you to pay more once you hit 100 miles. This is best in class, just like you've been used to with any other app you've used on the mileage side. Swipe left or right to categorize. Our expense tracker here in the next, what, Brian? A couple days?
Apple just approved it, so it should be released today, actually.
Today, you guys, happy Halloween. It's probably just for our friends at MetroTex. We just launched an upgrade to our expense tracker that uses AI to manually input what it reads on the receipt. So this has just become even quicker, you guys. You take a picture, it inputs it, you categorize it, you're done. So not only are you being offered TetherRE to protect yourself and to have these productivity tools, but it's at no cost to you because it's a member benefit, but you can still write off your miles and your expenses. So this is a no-brainer, you guys. This is going to be a safety app that literally pays. All right. The last slide I'm going to show you guys before we get into actually hands-on signing up is this one. I've pulled this directly from the most recent NAR safety survey. This is asking agents when they feel most unsafe, most vulnerable. You already know this because you live in this world, but open houses are by far the most dangerous and the most vulnerable agents will be. Having the ability to have protections and peace of mind during these open houses is absolutely essential. And we are super proud to put it all into one place, and all of the layers of TetherRE so that you have these protections in any emergency. Okay, do you guys like the QR code? Completely. Are you guys showing a broken picture as well, Brian?
Yeah, I don't see a QR code.
Hey, no worries. That's why we double check with the link at the bottom. I'm gonna have Brian post the link in your chat, and I'm gonna stop sharing and pull up just the QR code. We want to give you guys a few minutes to actually register. Okay, this is gonna give you the ability to sign up for your Tether account and get started. So I'm gonna drop out and find my QR code for you guys really fast, but I see that we have a couple questions, so we'll let Brian blurt those out and we'll answer your questions while we wait for this QR code.
Yeah, so Amy asked if you have the option to use the app only with unknown first-time clients, or does the client need to accept the invitation? So all of our features within the app are available, whether or not you use the buyer app, and whether or not you invite them to it. You still have the proximity. You can put showings in and not invite anybody, and you'll still have the proximity settings or the proximity alarm. You'll still have the impact alert. You'll still have the ability to do client verification and everything else. You don't need to invite them. That's just one extra layer. Plus, it does help, especially when you're doing multiple showings. And we're going to walk you through what that's like, but we have actually, it's a patented technology that allows us to like leave breadcrumbs so that you can people will follow you, like your buyers will follow you through specific routes instead of like just giving them a list of addresses. So if there's like a dog park or a coffee shop or whatever that you want them to see near the home, you can kind of route them and they can follow you as opposed to like going to the different addresses, which is pretty neat. But other than that, everything that you've seen here, you can get without inviting a specific buyer. So you can just have this app and never share it with anybody and still be protected. I hope that answers that question, Amy.
I apologize for the way that I'm sharing this, but we got to do what we got to do, right? The QR code is on your screen. If you scan that code, you can do this directly on your phone. And again, the link that's in your chat right now will give you the ability to click and do this on your computer. Either way works. So, all right, I'm going to leave this up for just...
While you do that, I have another question if you want me to keep going. All
yes.
right. Anita asked if the expense or mileage tracker feature interfaces with QuickBooks. We are working on an integration with Zapier right now that will do like webhooks and will work with a bunch of different things. What we do right now is we export it to Excel, and then you can import those CSVs or Excels into other platforms. So right now we don't have the ability to do QuickBooks, but with the Zapier integration, that is kind of like the middleman between all of the different apps, and that does have an interface with QuickBooks. So I would say very soon you will have the ability to export directly into QuickBooks.
Fernanda, can you please download the MetroText QR code out of Canva and attempt to upload that to the chat?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. I'm going to have her add this image to the chat so that I can go ahead and proceed with what you guys might be seeing in your registration portion. I think we might be really zoomed, but that's fine. Okay, so I did see someone already had a question. What's my NERDS number? There is a link there to find your NERDS number. That is your unique identifier. Should be, correct me if I'm wrong, MetroText team, but it should be different than your MetroText ID. But you can reach out to your customer service team, your member services team. Yeah, someone said it's your NAR number. That's also what you may know it as. Your member services team will be able to help you with that as well. So if you guys aren't aware of your NERDS number. All right. So once you enter that NERDS number, that's just going to check your eligibility to have your free member benefit. The next thing that's going to happen, you notice I left it blank. It is going to show you the options for your plan. And again, you will not have any charge for this. The monthly subscription fee for TetherRE is completely covered by your Metro Techs Association. You guys are so lucky to have such a focus on safety in your organization. Now, as a reminder, if you do use any of the pre-screening tools inside TetherRE, that will have an additional charge. So if you do a reverse phone number lookup, it's 25 cents, reverse address is 25 cents, and a criminal background check is $1. But again, you guys are grateful to also have Forewarn, or fortunate enough to have Forewarn also provided, so you can use Forewarn at no cost to pre-screen. The next thing it's going to ask you for is basic information. This is going to start setting up your TetherRE system, and this is going to be how we connect in emergencies. So big thing people always ask, should I use my home address or my work address? We like to use your home address because that's going to be the basis for our emergency services. And remember, you can use TetherRE anytime. You could come home from a long day at work and your front door is wide open and use your SOS button and say, hey, I just arrived back home and something feels off. So use your home address as this base. Broker name is optional. You do not have to put your broker name in here, but it is important that you use your cell phone, not a landline or a work phone. This is the number we're going to call and check in with you in active emergencies. So your cell phone is very important here. You'll be asked to verify through your phone. This is just a verification system to get you set up. Easy enough. You guys are familiar with these with most setups. And terms and conditions. You'll notice all of these are hyperlinked. If you want to look through the terms and conditions, you can click on those at any time. You'll need to accept to continue next. I will also tell you all of these terms and conditions are on our website, so don't feel like this is the last time you're going to see them. You can access these anytime. All right, emergency contacts is next. You need to do at least one emergency contact to move forward. You can do up to 3. Now, why do we have emergency contacts in the system? Everyone is going to have at least one emergency contact in the system because as alongside us getting in touch with our 24-hour safety monitoring service, all of your emergency contacts are notified during an emergency. They're not just told that there's an emergency, they're told what kind of an emergency was triggered, and they're sent a link with your precise location. So if you put a spouse or another agent that you're close with, or your teammate, they're also going to get these alerts and your precise location. So that's important to know that these people will be an active part of your TetherRE experience when you add them in. I see we have a hand raised. Go ahead, and if you have a question, type that in the chat, and it looks like just Cynthia, and we'll get that answered for you. All right, the next screen is going to be your safety pin. This is very important for you guys to put a pin in here that you can remember in an emergency. This is going to be what we ask you to type in to disarm any alarm on your phone. Type in if we text you to disarm it. And then also, if you get a phone call from our 24-hour safety monitoring, you will speak this code. Now, it's really important that you know this code and you can recite it in an emergency, but it's also important to know that if you give any other number to our 24-hour monitoring personnel, to them in an emergency, we will treat that as an active emergency. So if your PIN is, for example, 1234, and they call and say, hey, just checking on you, we see an impact alert. Are you okay? And you say, yeah, my PIN is 9999. They're going to say, thank you, have a great day. And they're going to send emergency help, assuming that it is a hostage situation or something that you cannot speak. All right, the do's and the don'ts, these generally go for the pre-screening. You guys do not have to worry about these if you choose not to use this portion. But again, it's going to remind you that if you do, there's a charge and there are rules when it comes to consent. And that's it. Most of you should be able to fly through this process in 2 minutes or less and get set up to use it. I'm going to give you guys just a second. I'm going to open up the actual app and give you guys a quick run through. This is going to be your first experience with TetherRE live. So Candace has a great question, Brian, if you want to answer that while I pull this up.
Yeah, no worries. So I see, Candace, you're asking how to change your PIN, and you can do that within the web portal inside TetherRE. So when you go to portal.tetherre.com, and you can go to click on the icon or the gear icon on the top right, and you go to settings, and you'll see all of your profile stuff. Once you see that, you'll be able to very easily change your PIN at any time. You can also change some other stuff in there, like your phone number or email address.
Great question. Are there any more before I go through the app? Awesome. Okay, this is what you're going to see when you open TetherRE for the first time. Remember, this background that says TetherRE 24-hour protection, that is what I have set. You guys can have your face, your logo, your kids, whatever you want in this background, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second in the web portal. But I just want to show you guys, I want to give you a quick start guide, super fast. If you choose to do a client verify through TetherRE, it's the blue button here. You have the ability to do phone numbers, addresses, or criminal background checks right here. People ask all the time, do I need a birthday to do a criminal background check? You do, but if you don't have it, you can start with a phone number check, and then it'll instantly give you the option to upgrade to a criminal background check. So I will go ahead and move forward from there. You guys, also every feature that we have inside TetherRE has a tutorial video that is right here in the app that I'll show you, and on our YouTube channel and on our website. We'll make sure MetroText has access to it. We have so many ways for you guys to dig deeper into these features, but I just want to give you a quick guide. The next thing is your SOS alert. Pressing your SOS alert is going to pop up that screen like I mentioned before. We encourage you to test this. Remember, that button at the bottom is my ability to get help really quick by just pressing and holding. Do not test that one. That one will just send people to your house, okay? But again, I have the ability to silence my alarm right there. Maybe you walk into a home, a dog jumps out, they forgot to put their dog in the backyard, you panic, you press your button, you can instantly silence it. If I were to let that timer run out, which I encourage all of you to try, you're going to get a text message where you can disarm it, and you're going to get a phone call if you don't disarm it from there. Try all of those escalations. I want you to know the phone number that calls through. I want you to know how the process works. Don't wait until there's an emergency to try this for the first time. Okay, you'll notice at the above my client verify, I have two indicators, mileage tracking and monitoring status. Those are both green, meaning I have all the things turned on my phone that are required for emergency services to get to me and for my mileage to be tracked. If something was not turned on, if some permission was not turned on, it would be red, and you could just click in here and it will show you what you need to go to, and it will direct you right to it on your phone. So it's really slick. It guides you right to it. You don't have to go find it in your settings and figure out how to do it. It's really slick. Now, people often ask us, do I need to turn tracking on all the time? Yes, we do encourage tracking all the time for obvious reasons. We want to be able to track you whether you are using this working or you're at home or you're on public transportation. So we encourage you to turn that on at all times and allow us to track you. That's the point of this platform, is to be able to help you when you need it. All right, up at the top, you'll see the hamburger menu at the top left. This is where you can change all sorts of things and access all of your features. Profile settings is at the top. Like Brian mentioned in the question that we had, you have the ability to change your safety pin here. You'll notice it's marked out. I can't see my safety pin here. That's for safety reasons. If someone gets your phone, we don't want them to find out your safety pin. In order to see your pin, you'll have to log into your web portal, which I'll show you how to do. But you can still change it here anytime, as long as it's not during an active emergency. Okay. Information, basic information is here. Your 24-hour monitoring, the ability to toggle it on and off is here. We want everyone to go in once they have their TetherRE downloaded, make sure your monitoring is on. My safety contacts are here. I have one. You can have up to 3. You can change, edit, add or subtract here. Impact alert. This one's really important, you guys. This is the struggle detection impact alert. You can turn it on and off. If you know you're going four-wheeling and you're going to be all sorts of bumpy and crazy, you can turn it off. You can also change the sensitivity. You can make this more or less sensitive. So less sensitive means I'm going to be able to set it off easier. Not as easy. More sensitive means I'm going to be able to maybe throw my phone down on the counter and it might go off. So we want you guys to play with this as well. Every phone is different and every person's habits are different. So just know that if you ever set this off, you have the ability right away to change the sensitivity. You can also decide, okay, I don't want it to track me when I'm on a bicycle or while I'm running. Maybe I'm clumsy. Maybe I'm an aggressive runner. You can decide which activities are monitored for that impact alert here in your profile settings. All right. So that's your impact alert. I just shook it, banged it on my hand. You'll notice here I have the same countdown and the same emergency duress button, but you can hear that audible alarm. Now, you'll notice once I turn it off, once I played with it, we encourage all of you to test this out. It's going to ask me, hey, did you like that sensitivity? Are you okay with that? Would you like to adjust your sensitivity? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to make it less sensitive. That was a little light touch. So all of these things can be done really easily. We encourage you guys to play with these when you first start. All right, back to your hamburger menu. You have your showings tab right here. You can add, access, edit, and start showings right here from your phone. You never have to get on your computer if you don't want to. You can choose to start them on your computer and then have them ready for you on your phone, whatever way you do business best. But just quickly, I'm going to show you, I have an active showing. When I open this up, I can add homes and I can edit them in any way possible. Now, if I go to my past showings, I can reactivate those at any moment as well. So once reactivated, I have the ability to connect with my buyer. I have the ability to see the properties that I'm going to go to. I have the ability to change the routes that I go to back and forth. All of these things are going to be possible as you get in and you access the showing. So do I have any questions on that portion?
I do have a few questions I'd like to address that are popping up in the Q&A.
All right, let's do it.
All right, great. First, there are a few folks who have asked about the client verify feature. After you register for TetherRE, you won't have access to the client verify features right away until you put in a credit card. That's what Vanessa was mentioning earlier. You guys do have forewarned. On this plan, we normally do charge 25 cents per lookup and $1 for criminal history. And so that would be something that you would be responsible for. Your subscription, your membership, all of that it's a member benefit, it's included, but those are extra. And so if you guys do have access to the forewarn and you want to do the client verify, obviously you can do that. If 25 cents isn't a big deal to you, you can put in your credit card here and then you can keep everything in one app. So that's one question. The other I just saw is if Tether is tracking all the time, this is something that Salvador asked, are you sharing any information with any third party? Is it fully private? That is a great question. We pride ourselves on this. Unlike some other data companies where you might be able to get lookups or other things, we don't share data or we don't do any of that stuff. We are not a data company. We are a safety company. Safety first, and that includes privacy. We do not share your information with anyone except there is one exception. We do share your data with the monitoring service and emergency dispatch services. We share your location once an alarm is triggered or anything like that. We do not sell your data. We don't sell your client data, buyer data. We do not do any of that. You guys have complete control over that, and yeah, it is safe. So hopefully that answers that question.
Those are great questions. All right. Thumbs up if you can see my screen in the Tether web portal. All right. Thanks, Brian. All right, we had a question on here. How do I log in to my web portal? I keep mentioning this web portal. Well, how do I get into it? Easy. Once you guys are registered and set up, you just go to TetherRE.com and you're just going to log in. It will ask you the first time to log in either via Google or username and password, whatever is easiest for you. This is your web portal. Everything that you can do on the app, it communicates back and forth. So if you come in here to your showings and you add a new showing, it's going to immediately communicate with your cell phone and your app, and you'll be able to see this in the field as well. So important to know, you can get this completely set up, including adding a buyer, and then just be ready to click start on your phone when you're in the field as well. Couple things that you can do here in the web portal that you cannot do on the app that are important to know. The first, in your profile settings, like I mentioned before, I can see my PIN. So if I'm like, okay, I think I set it as this, I don't want to change it, I think I set it as this, just log in, you'll be able to view it here. It's password protected, that's why we let you see it. You still have all your information that you can change here as well. You'll notice a couple pictures here. Number one, this is my profile picture. Well, where does that get seen? That's going to show up on the map to my buyer. So make sure this one's a client-friendly one. This is going to be your little bubble that follows them around on the map, that they follow around on the map. Outside of that profile picture, this is where you change your background photo. This has to be done in the web portal, so it's important for you guys to travel here at least once. Don't worry, we have videos for this if you forget, but this is your background photo here. There's a little edit button at the bottom, and there's a cropping tool. So just place the photo that you want and crop it to the right size, and you are good to go. This is what's going to be forward facing and make it your platform. Now, agent links down at the bottom. This is also something that is only available in the web portal. This is where you get to choose whatever link you want to be forward facing to your buyer. And it's going to show up every time they show up to a home with you using Tether. So this could be your LinkedIn page. This could be your listing page. This could be your website of choice. Anything you want to be visible, you can say what it's called and put that link in there. So this is a really slick tool to, again, just make Tether look like your app and not a safety app. One of the main reasons that people come to this page is mileage. Like we talked about before, you're going to have all of your mileage history here in your platform. You can click into these and edit and change them at any point. But most importantly, right here at the top right, there's an export button. That's how you get this from input to your accountant. Okay, you can export that in multiple files. Like Brian explained, you can access this and send it over or import it into your QuickBooks, whatever you think is best. Like I mentioned before, the training videos are all listed in your trainings tab, along with in your app and available online in multiple places. So we encourage you to travel through this. If there's any setting that you are confused about or you want to learn more about, this can be a really helpful resource. We also have a really amazing support team. I'm going to put the support link up here as we answer a couple more questions that I see. You guys have amazing questions. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen. I'm going to share another screen, and we're going to answer some questions. I saw that there was one I see Brian's working on responding to people. I did see a question. Someone said, how do I add a buyer? Your buyer is going to be added in your showings tab. When you set up a new showing, you're going to put the address or addresses. Remember, a showing could just be an open house as well. And you will be able to add a buyer at that point. So while he is doing that, I'm going to try to pull my screen back up and show you guys as well. And I will show you, I want to leave this one up just for a second, but I will show you guys here in the web portal as well.
Can I also, while you do that, Mauricio asked if there's a widget for the SOS button, and I think that is a fantastic idea. I don't know if we have that in development, but I'm going to make sure that it is in there because I would love that as well. I think that's really smart. Good. Thank you for that, Mauricio.
All right. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so this is the web view. This is your showing, and this is very similar on the app. So me showing you here is going to be very intuitive. You'll notice there's a blue button right here that just says add buyer. This is where I can add the buyer, first name, last name, email, phone number. Super easy. The cool thing is if you do this on your phone and you've allowed Tether to access your contacts, it'll populate this if you just search them if they're a contact as well. So this is super slick. Once you've got them saved, you can add multiple buyers here. Then when you start the showing, it's going to send them a quick text message that's going to say, hey, Vanessa is ready to start your showing. Let's tether. So that all they're going to do is click the link that's sent in their text message, and they're going to be directed to a free version of TetherRE, which is super slick. Obviously, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles you have, but it's going to give them that navigation and that turn-by-turn option, which is super helpful and slick. We like to say it's like a fifth line of defense with safety because people aren't chasing you through stoplights trying to keep up with you. All right, let's open it back up. I'm going to reshare this screen again as well. We're going to open this back up again to any questions. I'm going to take a look in the chat as well. All right, I'm going to place our support email in the chat as well. There we go. Any of you that have additional questions or who possibly signed in late, I know a few of you jumped in the call a little bit late. Please know a few things. Number one, this call is recorded. So we are going to work with your MetroText team to make sure that they send this recording out to you via email. So everyone will get this video here shortly as soon as it's downloaded and they get it sent out. And then you have 100% access to myself and my team. Support@TetherRE.com goes directly to all of us, whether you have a question about registering or getting everything set up, or if you're in the platform and you would like to have a little more information about a certain feature. Also, as you just witnessed with Brian, if you guys have any feedback, if there's something that you want that you don't see, or that you think we could improve, things that you're using in the field, this is how TetherRE has developed over the last year, really, but 2 years in development. So please, please, please send your feedback. We want to hear from you. We want to see how it's being used in the field. We want to get your feedback. All right. Let's see. Okay, someone just said, will it organize the showing based on the address and locations? Yes, you can drag and drop these in the showing feature, and it will show you the distance and the time. So it will give you a guide. If you move them around, it will tell you, okay, that route's going to take 30 minutes. And then you can organize them and it'll say, okay, that route takes you 15 minutes. So it will show you, it has the ability to do it based on distance as well. So great question, Sonia. And as you play with it, as you look into that feature, please let us know if you need any help. Okay, so let's see. My monitoring is off when I go into the settings. Everything is green, but not on my home screen. Brian, you see, oh, Brian's on that one.
Yeah, so if you do see that, please check in your settings. There's also a place where you can just turn it off. Say you for whatever reason you don't want anybody tracking you, and you don't want any safety protection at that time for whatever reason. I can't think of a reason why, but like some people just aren't comfortable with it. You can turn it off right there. So if you are seeing that, please go into the settings there, take a look. Make sure your 24/7 monitoring is turned on. If you do that, plus all of your permissions are good with your phone, because we do need your phone's permission to run in the background and all that stuff, you should see a green light. If you don't, please email support@tetherre.com and we will walk you through one-on-one so that we can get you all set up. But that should be the cause of that.
Fantastic. All right, so I'm sharing the screen right here that shows you all your tutorial videos and your support connection. If we don't, I'm going to give you guys just a few more seconds. Oh, tech support phone number. If you want to visit tech support via our phone number, I will have I will actually pull it for you. I can give you guys that phone number. We always give out the email because we have multiple agents on the support line. So we have a super, super fast turnaround when it comes to emailing that. So do not hesitate to reach out to us via email. It is very quick. Brian actually manages that department, and he's very proud of his response time. I'm adding the support phone number right now for your reference.
Great.
Okay, so Mary had a great question. Based on the fact there is a text and a phone call after an SOS, is there a way to silence it so the bad guy doesn't know you've activated it? Yes. The way to do that, first of all, if your phone's on silent and you get a phone call, it's still silent. Okay, so if you have your phone on do not disturb or silent, or you switched it to that after you sent the alarm, that obviously would silence your phone. But the quickest way to do that is when you press your SOS button. Remember that big red box at the bottom of the screen that popped up? It says press and hold for 3 seconds for immediate discreet dispatch. That is completely silent. There's no audible noise when you press it. There's no text message. There's no phone call. It just immediately sends an all hands emergency alert through EMS. So what that means is you're going to get all services that show up. You likely in your area would get fire, EMS, and police to show up with that discreet alert, which let's go, bring them all if I'm in trouble. You're so welcome. The other thing that's important to know, the SOS button does not make a noise. Only your impact alert makes a noise. So when I pressed my SOS button here on this demo, you notice nothing was audible. The only thing that would be audible is if you did not put your safety pin in and you got that text and that phone call. But again, if your phone's on silent. Okay. It looks like all the questions are getting wrapped up. To test, we can press a button, but not hold for 3 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, no, sorry. I thought I heard some background noise. I just want to make sure I wasn't talking over anybody. We do have a couple questions about the logo or the background image. It does need to be a specific size. If you're not sure how to create a logo with that specific size, if you use Canva at all, that's what we have. There are other tools free online. You can also crop into specific pixel sizes. There's a whole bunch of different ways, really easy and free. If you can't figure it out, you can actually, I will do it for you if you're on this call. If you send me your image,
Yeah.
I'll do my best to do it and get it back over to you. We should be able to do that.
If you email support as a team, we would love to help you. There's also a cheat, you guys. If you have if you're viewing your logo or your graphic on your phone and you take a screenshot,
that's the best way.
That's going to be the right size. So upload your screenshot. That's my pro lazy tip.
And that works really well, actually.
Yeah. We had another question that says, to test, we can press the button, but not hold it for 3 seconds. There's really nothing that would test because it's not going to do anything if you just press it. So we just really basically want you guys to understand that button's there and to know that if you just held it, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. If you don't hold it, it's not going to do anything. And if you do hold it, it's going to send a bunch of EMS to your location. So that's one that we don't recommend you testing unless you just want to check how quick they can get there. I will tell you, I have tested it. Obviously, as a co-founder, we wanted to make sure everything was working. And we have an agreement with our local EMS. They know that we own this platform, and they actually come out and take pictures with us and selfies and have a great time. We actually have inadvertently tested it multiple times as well. We learned that you should not jump on the trampoline with tether on when you're jumping on an in-ground trampoline, because your phone might go under the trampoline and you might not be able to get to it afterwards. So the fire department helped us also, once they showed up, lift the trampoline to get the phone out. So yeah, pretty awesome. I'm not aware of anything in your area in Texas that prohibits you from having a panic alert without registering it, but it is important to know that there are some areas that require you to register panic alerts and personal protection devices. You can call your local law enforcement and see what their protocol are. Currently, we're only aware of that in Seattle and Florida. So, and it just requires you calling. Florida charges $25 a year to have a panic service, which I think is cute because it's probably because they have a retirement community in the entire state, and they probably have a lot of life alert accounts. But Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. So you can call to see. You guys, these are great questions. I'm loving it.
Vanessa, we have one
Okay.
more.
Go ahead, Fernanda.
Yes. So regarding the showings, will it organize the based on the addresses that they show they set up for the showings?
Yes. Yep. I addressed that one a little bit already, but
Yep.
to be to touch on it again, yes. You can drag and drop those into position based on location. We are fine-tuning our showing section right now. So if you are using it and you want to see a feature that's not there, our focus is on user experience in the showing settings right now, everyone. So please tell us how you want to use it and how you are using it and what could make Tether better, because we're really driven to improve user experience across the platform. Our mileage tracker was our latest improvement. We hope you guys absolutely love it. The ability to just swipe left and right to categorize is really slick. So I can't wait for you guys to try that out.